Greetings fellow ukuleleans, Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new tutorial. I'd like to go over an old song called For Your Love by the Yardbirds. Yardbirds were a great mid-60s band. They had three great guitar players in the band at various times. First it was Eric Clapton. He quit basically because he was a blues purist. He saw that the Yardbirds were going in more of a pop direction and kind of wanted to do more of a blues thing. And so they got Jeff Beck to replace him, and at the time Jimmy Page was also in the band. So Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page were the two guys playing guitar on this particular record, For Your Love. Great song. It's that mid-60s, 1965, 1966 era, getting into psychedelia, starting to change with the styles and the music, 1967, 1968, but the Yardbirds didn't last past 68. Eventually Jeff Beck left and wanted to do his own thing. He wasn't into the pop direction either of the group and really wanted to explore more jazz and fusion and instrumental stuff, which he did to great success. And a lot of people who passed through the Yardbirds went on to do other things. Jimmy Page, of course, having Led Zeppelin, one of the hugest bands of all time. So let's get into the song. It's extremely easy, but it's really interesting. It's kind of an interesting record, and the way they put it together was interesting too. The Yardbirds at that time, they used to do these instrumental breaks in the middle of their songs called rave-ups. They would call it a rave-up, where the guitars would just go crazy and get feedback and all kinds of otherworldly sounds, and they were really experimental for their time. This is the same time as around when the Stones were really popular. The Beatles were really popular. It was a great time in British rock. So here we go. It's an E minor chord, and I like to play this E minor chord as a fully fingered one, as 4-4-3-2. The abbreviated easy version is okay, but it doesn't sound quite as good, 0-4-3-2. For this song, just the way the voice leading works out. The fully fretted way goes more nicely into the next chord, which is a G chord. But again, I choose not to do an open G, the traditional open G, which is perfectly nice, 0-2-3-2. But I prefer the bar chord G. It voice leads more smoothly from the E minor. That would be 4-2-3-2. I do a normal A chord though, 2-1-0-0, and a normal A minor chord, 2-0-0-0. So that's the 4-chord progression that takes you through practically the whole song. And then in the middle of the song they change up. They experimented with form quite a bit, the Yardbirds. After being a traditional blues band, they went off into kind of experimental territory. And so they just stopped the song after a verse and a chorus and went into a totally different bridge with a different feel, different drums, everything. Just amazing how they made that work. And then they went back to the original song starts up again. So it's almost like two songs in one. And then later on, bands started exploring that more. Led Zeppelin had multiple part songs, like Stairway to Heaven, which has distinct parts to it, or even Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, which has very distinct sections and parts. It's like many songs within one song. Well, that middle section, the bridge, or as British people call it, the middle eight, goes like this. It's a B chord, an A chord, and an E chord to start with. For your love, for your love, I'll give the stars above. Then again, for your love, I'll give you everything. That is a C sharp minor chord. 6-4-4-4, and that leads to a B chord, 4-3-2-2, which brings us back to the beginning. That B chord is kind of a pivot from the bridge back to the verse. So here's a little bit of verse, going into the bridge, back to a verse. So that's the idea. There's a little bit of a verse, the whole bridge, going back to another verse. So it's a fairly easy song. You just have to get into bar chords. You'll have to really buckle down and get this C sharp minor together, this B chord together, this G chord together, barring, covering more than one string with your first finger. That's an important skill, and this song is a great way to develop that skill. Alright, ukuleleans, I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe, like the channel, and also if you click the notify bell, you'll know when I come out with new videos. And of course I will link to a song sheet down below. I'll put a link so you can see the lyrics and the chords and all you need for this song. Alright, fellow ukuleleans, you take care. Bye-bye.